What's up guys, you're welcome back to my channel. In this video I'll show you how to make this crop top with a front twist. So let's get started. To cut this blouse, you fold your fabric into two places and then you take the length of your blouse. For mine I have 22 inches and then I added 2 inches, so I have 24 inches. And then I'll go ahead and take the shoulder measurement. So you divide your shoulder measurement by 2. For mine I have 8 inches. Divide your shoulder measurement by 2. And then for the armhole, I have 9 inches. I'll mark it here. On the armhole line, I'll take my bust measurement. So you divide your bust measurement by 4. I have 9 inches. You mark it here. And then for the waist measurement, I'll use 16 inches. I'll mark it here. On this line, I'll take my waist measurement. So you divided your waist measurement by 4. I have 8.5. I'll mark it here. And then draw the line down to the end. For the armhole curve, I'll use 1 inch. I'll mark it here. And use it to make a curved line for the armhole. And then for the shoulder slant, I'll use 1/2 inch. I'll mark it here. I'll go ahead and connect the lines together. I'll go ahead and cut. So I'm cutting on this red line down to this place. So here's my back bodice. I'll go ahead and set this aside. To cut the front bodice, you fold your fabric again into 2 places. And then you place the back bodice on top. I'll add 1 inch on the front bodice. I'll add 1 inch on the side. So I've marked out 1 inch on the front bodice. On this part, I'll mark out 2 inches. I'll just mark it out here. And then I'll also mark out the waistline on the front bodice. You mark it out. I'll go ahead and cut out this part. So the next thing is to come over to the waistline and then you mark out 4 inches. I've marked it out with the red marker. And then you bring the line down to this place. So on this part, I placed my tape and marked out 2 inches. And then I drew a slant line down to this place. So here's my waistline. And I marked out 4 inches from here to here. And then drew the line down to this place. So I'll go ahead and cut. I'll also cut this part. And then the shoulder slope. For the neckline, I'll use 2.5 inches. So I'll mark it here. And then use 1 inch for the back neckline, for the depth of the back neckline. And then draw a curved line here. And then I'll cut. I'll go ahead and flip the back bodice over and then mark out 3 inches for the front neckline, for the depth of the front neckline. So here's my 3 inches. I'll drag this line down and then draw a curved line here, and then I'll cut. So here's the front neckline. For the sleeves, you fold your fabric into 4 places, so you have 4 layers, and then you take the length of the sleeve. For mine, I have 22 inches, and then I added 3 inches to it, so I have 25 inches. On the bottom part, I'll take my wrist measurement. So you divide your wrist measurement by 2. I have 4.5. I'll mark it here. And then on the top part, I'll mark 5 inches. I'll mark it here. And then I'll draw a curved line like this and connect it to this line. And then drag this line down to the 4.5 inches on my wrist line. So you connect this line from here down to the wrist measurement, which is 4.5, and then cut it out. After cutting, you notch this part. For the front bodice, I'll go ahead and cut this part and then stop here. So I'm going to cut this into 2. And then stop at this point. So this is what I have for the front bodice. The next step is to go ahead and hem this area. And then you take the left part, you fold it in like this, and then you sew it together with the right sides facing each other. You go ahead and sew. So you sew it together, and then you leave 1 inch opening on this side. So I've sewed it together, and then I left 1 inch opening. So when I flip it to the right side, I'll have the opening on this side. And then you take the right part, you slide it into the 1 inch opening. And then you take the edge, you pin it to this edge. And then you sew it together. And you stop at this place. So here's what I did. You sew it from here down to this place. The next step is to go ahead and join the shoulders together. The right sides facing each other, you sew from here down to this place, from here down to this place. Next is to go ahead and join the sleeves. So you pin the notched part of your sleeve to the shoulder line, and then you sew it right sides facing each other. Next, you go ahead and join the sides of the blouse. For the back bodice, I'll go ahead and trim off the 1 inch excess I have. So when you're sewing, when you get to the bottom, you flip the back side over to the front side. So when you flip it to the other side, this is what you will have. So you go ahead and hem the back side. For the neckline, you go ahead and measure the entire neckline. And then I cut these pieces measuring 18 inches. So I cut it on fold. And then the width is 6 inches. I'll go ahead and sew this together. After sewing it together, you fold it into 2. And then you pin the stitched part to the back neckline. So you pin the entire band to the neckline, and then you sew. So when you're sewing, you stretch the band a bit. Lastly, you go ahead and hem the back side of the blouse, and then you hem the sleeves. And that's it. So here's the crop top. Please like and share this video, and please click the subscribe button if you have not. I love you for watching. Thank you.